Have you ever seen a young child fall down, scrape their knee, bang their elbow, and somehow all they want is a hug, and miraculously that makes everything feel better? I think at any age, a hug has tremendous power. It helps us feel a sense of comfort and security in an often unsteady world. The sukkah is also meant to be a form of a hug, an embrace from Hashem. We know halachically that the walls of the sukkah can be two and a little bit of a third wall, 3 walls. There doesn't need to be 4 complete walls of a sukkah to be kosher. That 2 and a bit, that Arizal says, can be understood from the pasuk in Shir HaShirim, where it says, "Smalo tachad roshi v'yamino techabkeni." His left arm is under my head, and his right arm embraces me. That right arm embrace, the Arizal says, is like the walls of a sukkah. You have the first wall of the arm. The first wall is from the shoulder to the elbow. Then the second wall is the elbow to the wrist. And the third wall is the mashu from the wrist to the fingertips. That embrace of a hand, ki'ilu, kivyachol, like the hand of God, is meant to be symbolized, illustrated by the sukkah. We're meant to feel Hashem's warmth and presence on Sukkot. We have the Ma'agal Shana, the cycle of the year, and on one end we have one anchor of Emunah that is strong and a blatant force of God on Pesach. We see God through the Makot, through Yetziat Mitzrayim. We experience God at Kriyat Yam Suf like nothing else. And that's one anchor of our Emunah. There's a different anchor of Emunah, exactly 6 months apart, on Sukkot. It's a different type of Emunah that we have in our lives. When things seem less obvious, when things seem unstable, we have a very temporary home that we live in. The walls can flap in the wind. The rain would fall through the schach. The schach itself, we know, is meant to give more shade than light. It's not a bright, brilliant experience in the sukkah. It's more muted. That's the holiday of Sukkot. It's finding God in the mundane, and even sometimes in the pain. We know the difficulty in reading the book of Kohelet, where there's a lot of pain there, a lot of questioning. What is life all about? We all have these different seasons in our lives. Sometimes we experience God and we feel Hashem's involvement in our lives very intimately. And many, many other times we experience God much like the Sukkot, the Emunah of the holiday of Sukkot, where it's more subtle. And the Bnei Yisachar tells us the word Sukkah can be an acronym. Sukkah, Samech Vav Kaf Hey, can stand for Somech V'Ozer Kol Hanaflim, that God picks up, supports, embraces all those who stumble. And we know that we all stumble. We all falter. As we enter the season of fall on Sukkot, we should be reminded that Hashem is embracing us. There's a chibuk, there's a hug from God. And we all need a hug sometimes. We've all scraped our knees and banged our elbows. We feel battered or despondent. And we all need a hug. And that's just all right. We can experience God's hug in the Sukkah. Strengthen that type of Emunah as well, that can take us throughout the year and throughout all the seasons of our fluctuating experience of God. Chag Sameach.